Hi, my name's Dave, man. Freshoutent TV. If what I had to say yesterday perturbed you or bothered you in any type of way, I just want you to ask yourself the simple question, man. What did I say wrong? I just told the truth, man, and it was common sense, because I'm an advocate for common sense. So let's talk about common sense. My topic of discussion for today is slavery and what's wrong with black people. Why y'all still dwelling on that? As a matter of fact, I really want to discuss where slavery originated at, because that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? If you have it on your mind that slavery is holding you back, who do you blame for it? Do you blame the European Americans for what they did? How? Have you studied your history? Most people talk about slavery and don't even know what it is, don't even know where it came from, don't know how it got started, and don't even know a slave, ain't never heard of one, ain't never met one. But if you ask them about slavery, they gonna tell you about all the atrocities that happened to our people during those 300 years of oppression. And it makes sense. It makes sense to the unconscious. It makes a whole lot of sense to the narrow-minded, because they don't understand what's really going on. Do you know where slavery originated from for real? The first slaves in the world that were sold by a black man. He was a king, he was in Africa. And Europeans came to his country with goods, spices, tobacco, guns, the same things that we fight over to this day. And he traded them, because back in that day wasn't too much cash. So it was a bartering system, if you know what that is. It was that you trade one thing that has equal or greater value than another one that you want to take with you. Well, the king wanted those things, and it's in your history books. History, whichever one, if you pick the book, it'll tell you that the first slaves were sold by a black man. So that's where slavery originated at. So who you gonna be mad at? You gonna be mad at them? How? How you gonna be mad at the other race because they bought some slaves and then they turned around and started stealing them because they seen how easy it was to get them off the coast? But at the same time, in these same history books where they discuss these issues, the real problems, the ones that we avoid, the ones that we don't want to talk about at no point in time, those books tell you that Europeans hired. They didn't steal. They didn't run off with. They hired black people to capture more black people for them to take with them. So who you mad at? They paid for the slaves. They didn't steal them. They paid for them, because back in that day, that's what you did. But they talk about slavery like it's a bad thing. And it was. But the only person that you can blame for that is the same complexion as you are. Probably a little bit darker. And what did he do? He gave them people away because he wanted that tobacco. He wanted them spices. He wanted them guns because he didn't have them in his community. And somebody was offering him that and he took it. So it makes sense. Now, everybody is so messed up and bothered by slavery that they don't want to discuss it. They want to make it seem like it's a bad thing, and nobody wants to talk about it in the light that it really needs to be discussed. How is that? Do people want to get away from Europeans? How? How you gonna be separate but equal? Huh? I want you to tell me that. I want you to comment, and I want you to tell me how we gonna be separate but equal with white people. Man, you can't live without them. And all of their products you use on a daily basis. Because if you away from the white man, please tell me what black car company there is. Please tell me what type of black people own a car company and what type of black vehicles they driving. Because every car that I know was either made by a European or a foreigner. They wasn't African American. They wasn't even African. Huh? All of these programs and all of these things that people take advantage of, them white people things. I know, didn't no black people come up with EBT. They didn't come up with food stamps. Nope, they didn't come up with Social Security. And they definitely didn't come up with Section 8. See, but these are all the programs that black people use. And they feel like that the white man is wronging them in their community. How? You keep taking his handouts. And you wonder why he treats you the way that he treats you. See, the child support system is a white thing because they giving you all types of benefits and packages that they want to be reimbursed from. And the child's father, who is supposed to be paying for those things, that's who they go get their money back from. So you keep taking your daughter to the hospital, or you keep taking your son to this place and that place, and you wondering why dude mad at you because them people keep coming to holler at him because you using white people services and them white people want their money back. But everybody want to get away from white people. Everybody want to discuss slavery like it was a bad thing. It should have taught you something. That you can do more. These Europeans been giving out all type of help. I can't get none of it. So I'm really extremely upset behind it. I'm extremely perturbed at this system that we got going on because it don't benefit me at all. And you know who slavery is still around for? You've heard the saying, but I'm gonna say it to you again. Slavery has been abolished except for the convicted felon. So if you're not a convicted felon, then why is you discussing slavery? Because it don't impact you. It don't have anything to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? It amazes me, man, that the people that I'm around use that as something to fall back on when they want a reason to complain about the things that they supposed to be taking care of in their own life that they not. You gonna use the injustices of Europeans as your reason for having the opinions that you have when they ain't even good opinions. They ain't even correct. Yes, Europeans brought slavery to America, but they bought the slaves from some black people. But you don't read your books because you're too busy in the streets trying to live the thug life, or you too busy tripping out what's going on social media. Can you tell me in all actuality how the posts that are about teaching get ignored, but two girls fighting and get 1 million views? Where's the justice in that? Where's the equality? Where's the common sense? I'm an advocate for common sense, man. My name Day. I ain't got no problem with nobody because you not my issue. There is nothing that you actually can do if you ain't got more than me. If you have more than me and you willing to teach me something, then I'm willing to learn. But I know more than most of y'all, and I'm trying to teach y'all something. Is y'all really willing to learn? Please stop talking about slavery if you ain't a convicted felon, because it don't impact your life. Don't do nothing for you. I don't even know why you worried about it. Unless you know a slave or you were a slave, then what are you talking about? You just wasting your energy getting in an uproar about some stuff that don't even concern you. But that's what's wrong with black people. Black people always concerned about things that don't literally concern them. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get mad at me because I know where slavery came from and how it started. And that's the only thing that I be tripping off of. I'm not worried about the 300 years of oppression that we suffered behind slavery. I'm worried about the black man that sold my ancestors to some white people so they can do that to us. Not the white people that did it, because once you buy something, you could do whatever you want to do with it. Hi, my name Dave, man. Freshoutent, man. Say no more.